Hey guys, so I kind of put that down pretty hard. If you're watching this, it's a day before the fight. Now, yes, I am recording this message before the fight. It's literally um, 4 days before the fight actually happens, but I'm recording this as my message to the viewers before the fight happens. So you guys will be seeing this video on a Friday. Now, yeah, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling the healthiest I've ever felt. I'm feeling great in boxing terms. My punches have gotten faster. I have a really fast jab. My jab's my most strongest punch, followed by my hook. Some will say my hook's faster because of how I knocked this kid out. Play it. So, yeah. I knocked that kid out without gloves, and I was just hitting him with my knuckle. But I am really, really, really prepared to fight Zayden again. I remember that when me and him first boxed, I went southpaw, right? I'm still going southpaw, which means my right foot is going to be dominant, and my right hand's going to be out like this. So I'm still going southpaw. But we met up for this like photo shoot for like 2 photos for the the pre-fight photos, like a face off, and that was a thumbnail of my last video, and basically I think he forgot that I even went southpaw, so he doesn't even know my boxing style. So I think he's going to be outmatched that way because he doesn't even know what style of boxing I'm going to be boxing in. But here's the thing: it's not. I don't just box in one style. I don't just box in southpaw. I know how to box in orthodox. Now, me boxing in orthodox I'm not going to be as skilled in me boxing as southpaw because I mainly box in southpaw, but I can box in orthodox form. There's many forms of boxing and ways that I can box that I know how to box in. The 2 main forms, especially southpaw and orthodox. They're pretty similar, but they're not the same. So yeah, I'm looking out this window right now, and it's 32 degrees out, and it's snowing. So that's what I was looking at there. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? You get a whole week of wearing shorts, and then now you're just snow. So yeah, I'm really ready for this match. I've literally never stopped training for boxing, any boxing match since March of 2020, because around March that was when I was gonna box Alex, but he pussied out, and then we ended up not fighting at all. And I just hung out with him a couple days ago. He still hasn't added me back on Snapchat, and he has me blocked on Snapchat. Alex, if you're watching this, fuck, no, I'm kidding. Unblock me. So yeah. Now, from what I remember last fight, Zayden was wearing leg weights. So he was wearing leg weights, right? Basically how that works. So he couldn't like run at me and punch because he was wearing weights on his legs that boxers train with. Now, so I had an advantage, but I still managed to screw up and like get hit several times in the face because I'll face it, I'll be honest. I had no idea what I was doing. I looked terrible. My punches looked bad. They didn't have any power behind them. I was giving him too much, and in the first round of our fight, I was like gassed. I was gassed out, not only because it was the winter and the air was thin, but it was because, one, I didn't prepare myself. Two, I didn't train. I didn't train at all. I just thought, oh yeah, I'll eat whatever crappy food I want, and then a couple months down the line when a boxing match comes up, I'll just I'll just be out of shape. So the thing is, this time I'm in shape, and we're 6 months out. We're 6 months out from having football season last year, and football season this year is going to be starting up in just 2 months, in June. So now me getting ready for football season, I think Zayden picked the worst time to box me because I will be in the best shape that I ever can possibly be in. getting ready for football season 2 months from now. So that's another disadvantage that he's at. This whole video is not going to be me putting up my disadvantages. I mean, his disadvantages compared to my advantages, my pros compared to his cons. It's just, I'm just, telling you how I feel and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, I think I have a very big chance because from what I've heard from people I've talked to, he has slimmed down in weight and I've gained weight. I heard from this one girl I was talking to on Snapchat that knows him very well. He's down to like 130 or something like that. And for me, I've gotten up to like 180, 195 range. So, yeah. It's literally going to be like a cruiserweight fighting a heavyweight. But regardless, I mean, one thing in boxing, if you weigh more than the person, and you're quick on your feet, that's already an advantage. So if that's me, and you know, I weigh more than him, that's already an advantage. I'm not counting him out in any way. I still think he could kick my ass if he wanted to, if he got that pissed off, because he's more skilled than me. He's boxed longer than I have. He's boxed since he was a little kid. Me, I haven't. I just picked this up 3 years ago, kind of similar to Jake Paul. So the thing is that you see in boxers, if you have a boxer that you're fighting, if you have a boxer that's fighting that's like been boxing for 10 to 15 years, and then you have a boxer that's only been boxing for 3 years, the boxer that has been boxing for 3 years is going to be more unpredictable, because you're not going to be able to predict what punches he's throwing, because he's probably going to throw a wild combination that you've never seen before because he's not that experienced. Then he'll learn the more experienced combinations. That's what I've learned watching Jake Paul fight Ben Askren, and especially Jake Paul versus Ben Askren, because Ben Askren's been doing MMA for like 30 years now, right? MMA is not the same thing as boxing, but Jake Paul is the more inexperienced fighter out of the two, and he still won. He threw a swift combo. One, he's younger, and two, he's like, I think being actually inexperienced is a disadvantage, because people sometimes are not going to know what combo you're going to throw, because they won't be able to read you, and that's what I think might happen with Zayden. Now, I'm not getting over myself. I'm not getting too overconfident. I'm just saying what may happen. So that's what I think may happen. Yeah. I look at this as a completely different perspective. I look at it, for me, I'm taking this fight as like an actual real fight. I've treated it right. I haven't really gotten out of shape ever this whole past year, because I knew I was going to box him sometime in the summer. Now we're getting around to spring and summer. Summer's just around the corner. Spring's here. Saturday's supposed to be really nice weather out. So I think I really have a legitimate chance here. And afterward, when I win, or if I know, I'll say when I win. When I win, I'm literally going to start a boxing club. I've talked about this with Jacob, and Jacob thinks it's a good idea. And I talked to this with my other friend David. He thinks it's a good idea, because although I'm learning, there's a lot of kids that want to learn from me, because they think that I'm good, and they think I know a lot. And over my past 3 years of learning about boxing and watching boxing and practicing it every single night, they really want to learn from me. I know there's two people who say, hey, after we spar a couple more times, I really think that you should teach me. So, I sparred with these people a couple of times, but and then they want to ask me for my tips and stuff like that. So I was thinking, hey, we could set up a fun little boxing club, and like I can charge money or something. I don't know. It's gonna be a progress. So that I'm excited for as well. The day of the fight, so tomorrow, when you guys are seeing this, because this is uploaded on a Friday, like I said, tomorrow, the day of the fight, there's going to be a song that's dropping. It's going to be a remix of my song called Crown. remixes have some of the lyrics in it from the original song, but it's pretty much like a tribute to the original song. It goes off in a whole different direction, and that's what this song does. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to give you any sneak peeks. I'm just saying that's what this is, if you guys are gonna wonder. So yeah, I think this should be a very, very good fight. Very, very, exciting one. I really don't know what the outcome's going to be. I just hope I win. I think I will, because from him, I heard that he hadn't really been in it. He texted me and he said, "Oh, yo, let's train for 2 weeks and then box." But I told him I've been training for longer than 2 weeks. I've never really let it go, and it was only a week that I let it go. So if you've been training the whole year and you only miss out on 1 week, nothing's really going to change that much depending on what you're doing. So that's where we're at now. So no matter what the outcome is tomorrow, I will be looking for my next boxing match, because I do want to box. I do want to still stay in the sport. But the thing is, boxing fights, it takes like a whole year to come around with another opponent. I boxed Zayden exactly around this time last year, and then exactly the same time again this year he wants to box. So you see how that happens. We set each fight a year apart, so people have enough time to train. They have like a year apart to train, and that's what's so great about boxing. Now I think what's great for me is a lot of younger guys like me and like Zayden coming into the sport of boxing. That's what's great. So you have a lot of younger guys coming into the sport of boxing that can give you a lot of stuff. They can teach you. They can teach older guys stuff probably, because the newer guys are probably inventing stuff. They're probably doing a whole lot of stuff, and the newer guys bring some sort of flash into the old rustic sport that boxing is. But so I think boxing needs some life. So that's why I think the whole fights with Jake Paul and Ben Askren and Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather and Jake and Deji, Jake or whoever's fighting, that's a YouTuber, whoever, celebrities joining boxing. That's what makes it great, because you're bringing in more viewers and more fans to the sport of boxing. We aren't destroying boxing. I'm not destroying boxing by being a boxer. I chose this. I chose to do this once because it was fun, and I got my ass beat, but I actually like it now. So it's stuck with me. I thought I was only going to do it once. So yeah. That's what the younger guys bring to the sport of boxing. So yeah, it's going to be a fun match tomorrow at 2 p.m. The video will be uploaded at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So you got to find it 3 p.m. Eastern time. Whatever time your time zone is, you got to look that up. I'm not going to do the work for that. So yeah, thank you guys for all watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.